Hey guys, Jed for Hunt and Harvest. This video is just a bit of a farm update again, what's going on here at the home place, what we've been up to the last month or so. In the middle of the wet season here, we've got a river running through the place, as you can probably see here, which is not normally there. The cows are swimming over here. Yeah, so I haven't been getting out and doing a lot of hunting lately. It's get bogged most places around here at the moment, but I've got a couple of big hunts planned in the next month or two. I've got a big deer hunting trip down in New South Wales in 2 weeks, and then hopefully fishing and deer hunting down in Ayr about 2 or 3 weeks after that. So subscribe if you don't want to miss those. I've just been for a bit of a lap around, picking some stuff that's just for home. I don't really grow any of this commercially, apart from finger limes and jackfruit. I do send a bit away, but yeah, just to show you what I'm picking here for home at the moment, just off my little home orchard. A few interesting ones. This one's a ice cream bean. They've got these segments inside them that have each got a seed inside them, but the flesh around that basically tastes a fair bit like vanilla ice cream. These are peanut butter fruit. I pick them generally that orange sort of colour. If you leave them on the tree until they're fully ripe, the birds will get most of them, but there was a few ripe ones on there. They go soft when they're nice and dark red like that, and they taste almost exactly like peanut butter. A couple of big seeds in the middle, and you crunch them up, they taste like peanuts as well. These are Abiu. Yeah, you just scoop that out. It's a little bit hard to explain the taste of a fruit if you haven't tried it before, but best I can tell, it's a little bit caramelly. There's a sort of a caramel taste to it. It's very nice, sweet. Finger limes, they're a citrus. I've got 2 varieties, red champagne and chartreuse. So they're both ripe. These are dates. I'm still very new to dates. This is the first year I've had any on my tree, so I'm not sure whether they're fully ripe, but they've been starting to drop off onto the ground, so I thought I'd just pick a few and see whether they're going to dry out into proper dates like you buy at the shop. Avocados, these are shepherds. I've actually got 4 varieties of avocados. We have homegrown avocados here for over 6 months of the year. I've got shepherds which start now, normally about the start of February. The ones that I originally bought, the shepherds, were on a rootstock called Bacon, and some of the tops of them died off and the rootstock took over, so I've got a few trees of Bacon avocados. There was one big tree here when I originally bought the place, which is a reed. They're a big, round, smooth-skinned avocado. They get quite large. I've had 1.2 kilos is the biggest single avocado I've weighed, and they're a creamier, lighter sort of a taste. I think they're really good actually, but they don't travel well because the seed cavity, there's a hole in the seed, around the seed, and it shakes when they're in transport and bruises the fruit, so not many people sell them. I don't sell them anyway, they're just to eat, but and then apart from that, I've got Hass as well. They're a fair bit later than the shepherds. So yeah, we've got homegrown avocados from the start of February through till at least the end of July. These are jackfruit. These are the soft ones. I've got a couple of the bigger, they're crunchy. They're different varieties, and I'm sure they've got different names. I've got quite a few varieties. These are soft. That one was ripe on the tree. You can see it's soft, ready to eat. This one not yet, but they've got a different sound to them when they're going to ripen, when you can pick them. If you pick them dead green, they're no good for anything. Although the Asians do still use it for cooking somehow, but I haven't learned how to do that yet. Yeah, I will probably dry that one out. They're better for dried. I don't like the soft ones taste wise, but they're very good when they're dried. The other ones I'll just eat fresh, the crunchy ones. These are a chacha. I've got about 10 trees there that I just bought off a nursery when I was buying the avocado trees actually. And they're just, yeah, they're loaded with fruit at the moment. That was just off one tree. So now that the kids know they're ripe and ready to eat, no doubt we'll be picking them every day. So that's a bit of an array of what we've got all at one time producing at the moment. It's not even half of what I do have growing here to eat, but obviously they're all at different times throughout the year. The mandarins and the oranges are still a month or two off. Custard apples are late in the year, and same with the soursop and Rollinia. Nuts, bananas. There's some bananas nearly ready out there, I think, but I've got to go and put some bags on some of the other varieties because the birds get them if I don't. For those of you who don't know jackfruit, this is a fairly ordinary example. It's about 8-9 kilos. It's ripened on the tree, so it's gone soft already, ready to eat. We don't have smell-o-vision, so you can't smell it, but it's a pretty strong smell. You don't want to be carrying them around in your car. They're fairly strong odour. It's just sort of a sweet smell, but it's not like durian. If you've ever tried durian, they're a bit more of a sickly smell. The Asians like them, I don't. So these, you cut through the skin, and inside you've got all these stringy bits interspersed with these lumps of flesh, which is what you eat. Each one of those has a seed inside it. And apart from that, the rest of this bit is edible. I prefer them cold, so I'm just gonna pull them all out, put them in the fridge, and eat some later. So that's the whole thing harvested. No more flesh left in there. Got about probably 4 litres of the flesh, the fruit that you can eat, out of a 8 or 9 kilo jackfruit. There's 2 main types of jackfruit. Crunchy, which is what this is. It's not like crunchy like an apple, but it's firm flesh. The other one's soft, and it's more of a mushy. I don't really like it much. It's good for drying. You can dry the fruit and it's quite good dried, a bit like dried mango. Very sweet. I grow quite a few different types. There's some that are bright orange. These ones are the palest sort of colour I've got. Pale yellow, but they're very sweet, particularly when they're ripened on the tree. I like them. They're one of my favourite fruits. Got an abundance of the soft jackfruit, which is not so good to eat, so I'm going to do a heap in the dryer. Kids like dried stuff, don't you? Dried jackfruit. Alright. Now we just basically take the seed out of them and put them in a single layer on the drying trays, like so. You're going to help me.
How do you do it?
Just take the seed out and flatten them out like that. Yeah, good. Okay, dryer trays are all full. We will go and dry them for a couple of days at about 35-40 degrees and give these to the pigs. These little pests were roaming around outside at 5:30 this morning when I came out. Had to get them back in with some jackfruit. Some of the rotten ones that are dropped off the tree already. But they are going to the butcher's on Thursday. I don't have time to do them myself at the moment. So we have an abundance of abiu and soursop at the moment. So I'm going to try making some sorbet. So we just cut these open, take the flesh out, put them in the freezer. Once they're frozen, we'll whiz them up in the Thermomix into sorbet. These next ones are soursop. It's a little bit hard to describe the taste if you haven't tried them. A bit like sherbet if you've ever tried that. in a fruit form. They're also a little bit harder to get the fruit out because they're full of these black seeds, which are in like a little sack that you've got to squeeze them out of. So you pretty much got to get each seed out by hand. Alright, well, bit of a messy process. Didn't get as much out of those soursop as I thought I would, but probably got a bit over a litre. So I'll put that in the freezer too. Alrighty, can you get the frozen fruit out?
Where do I put it? Just
On the bench. Pretty easy, this contraption. It does everything for you. They are an expensive piece of kitchen equipment, but they are quite useful. Alright. It's looking pretty well like it. Not bad. Alright, grab one.
it smells like
Soursop and abiu.
Is that it? Taste the soursop.
I taste both of the things.
I taste this one.
I taste
Today I'm just picking and roasting some coffee. This is a coffee tree. I've already picked most of the red ones. We just want to get all these fully ripe red berries. So I'm just doing a little small batch at the moment because it's just started ripening up. Just to show you what we do. Bit of a painstaking process. You just squeeze these berries and the two little coffee beans, mostly two, sometimes three, come out of the berry. No real fast way of doing this. They've probably, obviously, commercial coffee places would have machines for this, but I'm not that inventive. I haven't come up with anything that can do this mechanically. So it's just a painstaking bean by bean process. So next step is to put them all in a little food dryer, dehydrator, just in a single layer so they all dry out. You don't have to be stirring them around. I don't want to watch it or anything, so I'm just going to put it on low heat. Right, so the next step is to get these, once they're dry, the beans, take the husks off them, and you're left with the bean, the kernel, which is the part that you use, these here. Now that's a very painstaking process as well, so I figured out a bit of an easier way of doing it. You just put a few at a time into the coffee grinder. Just give them a couple of quick buzzes and it will get most of them out of the shell for you. You get a few sort of broken ones, but they're all going to be ground up when you want to drink it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, that's the ready to roast beans. So I'll take them over and I'm just going to do them in a frying pan. You could do them in an oven, but it'll take longer and a little bit hard to get exactly right. Now we've got a stainless pan on fairly high heat, a bit above medium. Chuck them in. And just keep them moving around a bit. Alright, we can Start to see a bit of smoke coming off there as all the oils and stuff come out of them, and they're starting to change colour a little bit. Yeah, alright, I'll tip them out onto this cold plate, get them spread out, cool down again as quickly as they can. Now that they're roasted, they've got that coffee smell. It's very good. Alrighty, I've just got one of these little $20 coffee grinders. It doesn't get it perfect, but it does the job. We'll get a few bits and pieces of larger stuff, but it's pretty good. Alright, I'm just putting it in an old instant coffee jar, and that is how much I got out of that bit that I've picked so far. Give one a go. Smells good. Let that stew for a few minutes. You can see some of the bigger pieces floating and sinking, so it's not ground perfectly, as you can see, but anyway, it does the job. Let's give it a try. Taste test. Not bad. Well, we sent those 3 pigs off to the butchers this week. They were actually the bloke that works for me. He's had them in the pen there for a few months, and he's given one to me as like rent for using my pen for the past few months. So I just got it done up for a spit. So it's just whole, been de-haired and gutted and done up, ready for the spit. Well, I decided to cut this pig up. I'm going to make ham out of these 2. I've just got a packet ham mix, Denko California ham and bacon cure, made up about 8 litres of water. So these are the back legs. Took the back legs off, cut off the trotters with the bandsaw, and then ran the whole, took the head off with the bandsaw and then ran it through. So I've got two halves of a pig now, basically. Run him down the backbone. So these I will just put in this ham cure for 4 or 5 days and just inject it with a little meat injection syringe. Get the cure all through it. And you do that once a day. For 4 or 5 days, and then I'll put it in the smoker and smoke it up to 65 degrees internal temp, and that will be ham. Alright, hams are back in the fridge. Now, I am by no means a professional butcher. I've just taught myself all this stuff, so other people might do it differently to me, but what I'm going to do basically with these ones is cut down from just behind the front leg straight through, make that a roast, and then in along the belly a bit down from the backbone where the fillets are, cut in through there, and down this way will be like a pork belly, and then run that through the bandsaw this way and make pork chops. So there you have it, shoulder roast, pork belly and a pile of chops. Same thing with the other side. And that's pretty much what I'll get out of the pig most of the time, unless I'm doing sausages, in which case I'll just bone it all out and mince it all up and do it that way. I just got one of these little King's cryovac machines. They're pretty good. I'll do it all up into that, cryovac it, put it in the freezer. The head and the trotters will get dumped over the other side of the creek where I've got my trail camera, see if these dingoes are still around. A couple of bits for my dog, and the ham will be another 4 or 5 days, and we'll smoke it and cryovac one and eat one straight away. Alright, these have been in the brine for 5 days now. You can see the meat's all that nice sort of orangey pink colour. Been injected every day, so they're about to go in the smoker. I've got a Weber smoke fire. It's a pellet smoker. I've got apple pellets in there at the moment. Doesn't really matter what you use, but some people reckon they can taste the difference. I generally can't. So I'll just put this probe into the thickest part of the meat. So I want to smoke these up to 65 degrees internal temp. They've just come out of the cold brine, so that's dropping at the moment. 8 degrees. Alright, so yeah, if you smoke them up to 65, or any pork, you've got to cook it up to 65 degrees internal temp, just to be sure that none of the parasites and bacteria and stuff that can be carried by pigs that can be transferred to humans will survive. Put that in there for a few hours. It's only just started up, so it's not smoking yet, but looking good. It's already been in there 5 hours and it's still not quite at temp, so I just put it up to 150 to try and bring it up to 65 internal temp. Alright, up to temp, looking good. Take it in and give it a taste test. Pretty damn good. Alright, doing a bit of target shooting with the little Winchester air rifle. That's pretty much, we used to call them BBs, these things. They're not really an air rifle. I shot a rabbit in the head from about 10 metres with it and it just bounced off. They're not powerful enough to kill anything, but the more you pump, show it how it works, Jimmy. Put one in.
Sounds like there's one in already.
No, there's heaps in the magazine, but
oh,
there's none in there.
So you gotta pull this thing back?
Yeah. Open it up.
Then put one in through there.
Tip a little ball bearing in. Yeah, push it forward. And then the more you pump it, the stronger it gets. 3 should be enough. And we're shooting a little duck target. There's 4 little ducks. Alright, really tall enough for that. I need it put down.
This is good.
It's good.
I just need to find a target. There.
Just slowly squeeze the trigger. Keep breathing. Try and keep the crosshairs on the target at the bottom of your breath. Squeeze the trigger. Got him!
Oh!
Boom!
That's
Yeah,
probably
that's a
gonna...
good one.
So this gun can shoot normal air rifle pellets, or it can shoot little ball bearings. That's what we're using for the target at the moment. They're just little .177 caliber ball bearings. So it's a little magnetised target. When you hit one, they stay down hit them all, they all stay down because it's got a little magnet under this lip, and then you hit the middle one and they all pop back up. Yeah, it was a fun